Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We can't start off with a country accent because I don't have one. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Phoenix, aka Phoenix Haley. This is my tiny corner of the internet where I try to be funny and topical, and we'll see if it works. Today, I am going to be doing the ever so requested tattoo tour. Is it a tour? What would you call it? Tattoo, oh, here we go. I'm just inside my ear hole. Tattoo collection journey. Anyways, I'm going to be showing you all the tattoos I have because for some reason it's my most requested video. Everybody wants to see my weird things that I have all over my body. I should probably go put lotion on these things. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just realized that I looked like a dried up fish scale and should put lotion on my tattoos before I do an exhibition of them. Anyways, so today I'm going to be showing you all my tattoos and maybe a tiny brief story of why on earth I got them. I don't know. I've never done this before. Have you? Can you tell me how? No, you can't. I don't know. Should I go in order from top to bottom or first to last? Damn, I should have done a poll about that. Let's do first to last. Okay, so basically when I was 17, I really wanted a tattoo, but you gotta be 18 to have tattoos. We all know that. So I actually used my, okay, this is really bad, don't do this ever. I'm so sorry, tattoo artists, I'm not coming for your practice. Basically what I did, and it was very risky, very dumb, was I walked into a tattoo shop and I was like, hey, I just want this like really small tattoo on my back. Anybody could do it, I don't care. And they were like, okay, yeah, like we have this person here, it'll be this much. Let's see your ID, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And I like started filling out the paperwork and I handed them my ID. It wasn't a fake ID. I didn't use a fake ID. It just so happens that my best friend at the time, who was 18, her ID photo looked very similar to me because we looked pretty similar. We both had like blonde hair and very fake extensions and like kind of a chubby face, you know? So from this far away, we looked pretty similar. Not that similar, like not twins, or anything by any means, but anyways, I handed them her ID and basically said that my name was her name. And I was like, hi, I'm this person, you know, by the graces of Cthulhu himself. They didn't really take a look at the ID too much. They really didn't look at it at all, because, you know, they're trusting that I'm gonna be a good person and give them my actual ID, which me being the piece of that I was, didn't. So I gave them the ID, I filled out the paperwork, they didn't look at it, they photocopied it, right? And they handed it back to me, and I was like sweating, so scared that they were gonna be like, what the like, this isn't you. There was literally one tattoo shop, like there was two shops, but there was one tattoo company in my whole town. So like if I got on bad terms with these people, like I was screwed pretty much. They would all know about it. They'd be like, yo, this girl is blacklisted, like tried to pull some really sketchy yeah, anyways. But I mean, thankfully that didn't happen. So I went to get the tattoo, and I don't know, I think I had like seen some photo on MySpace. Was it MySpace? I don't know. Of someone who had like just these little silhouettes of like birds kind of like going like this across her chest or something like that. And I liked that idea so much that I wanted it myself, but I didn't fight the style so hard that I got the exact same ones. Hers was like a big one and small ones like going like this. I just wanted some kind of like going across my back, right? Very original. Anyways, long story short, oh my god, are they not even on this side? That's how much I care about them. I don't even know where they are. Oh my god, are they on this side? Okay, they're on this side. So I got them across my shoulder. All right, let's do this right. Is this getting weird yet? You'll just wait. So I got them across my shoulder, and some of them go down further. And at this point, they look kind of like nothing, basically. They look a lot like dead spiders, I would say, across my shoulder. But I got the tattoo. That was my very first tattoo. It hurt about as much as I thought it would. The ones on my collarbone, you know, were particularly shitty. I got through it. I, you know, didn't go back to that person again, basically, because I didn't think that my whole maneuver was gonna fly twice. So I got that tattoo when I was 17. That was my first tattoo. It looks like shit now. I wish I didn't have it. Don't get tattooed when you're 17. The next one that I got, I'm pretty sure I waited until I was 18 and I went somewhere. I went to the other shop with my actual ID, step one, and being the narcissistic 18-year-old phoenix that I was, I wanted to get a line of poetry that I myself wrote. Did you hear that? I myself wrote. On my forearm here, before I had any of this shit, because this would be my second tattoo number 2, it says, "The morning has come to consume me again until the night arrives to set me free once more." And based on what I can remember, what that means is basically I live for the night. It pretty much means that the night is when I thrive. That's when I am me. I just cancel out the whole day, the morning, the day part, and then when the night arrives, I am free to be myself. So that's smack dab in the middle of my arm. Don't get tattooed when you're 18. I personally think it looks really out of place with all the, like, I don't have any other words except for one other thing. But everyone else seems to think it looks normal, so we'll go with that. I'm pretty sure the next one I got was the one on my hip, and it's just a picture of a feather. I got in a fight with my boyfriend at the time. It was a really bad fight. I don't remember what it was about, but I remember when I was leaving his house, I like threw my car into reverse and like hit his trash cans outside of his parents' house. Tokyo drifted away and drove straight to the tattoo shop, you know, to get that like pain. Like I needed that like tattoo needle pain to like numb the real pain, you know what I mean? Oh my god. So I just got like this first thing that came to my mind and I was like, oh yeah, let's just get this feather on my hip. Obviously, logical next. Once again, I didn't really have the intellect to know that you could like get to know tattoo artists, study their work, find someone whose style you really like. I just walked into the shop with an idea and was like, hey, I want this, and whoever's there, they would do it. That's how I did it for a long time, actually. So I got, chub warning, this feather in my hip area, which by the way, hurt so badly. I can't even tell you. I still to this day have not tapped out of a tattoo and been like, I can't do this anymore. Or even like cried, or like I try to be devoid of emotion so that the artist can do their job, you know, and I don't want them to feel like shit for hurting me, so. And I just want to look like a total badass, you know, just sit there like a freaking rock, am I right? So I just like powered through that, but that was definitely the most, am I far away now? The most painful one that I had gotten up to that point, even though this one really did hurt a lot. Like, I remember when I got this and it was like, okay, that kind of sucked. And then this one was like, damn, like this is what I've been hearing about tattoos hurting like but then I found out later that the person that did this, like after I got all these other tattoos and they didn't really hurt at all, the person that did this is just really heavy-handed, and you can see now, not from far away, but it's like the ink is like bleeding a ton. It's like puffy and huge. And it's funny, when I told him, so we're backtracking. When I came into the shop, I originally wanted a tattoo like this large. And I just wanted it to be like 4 lines, like 4 symmetrical lines making like a box on my arm pretty much of the words that I gave him, and he told me that it can't be done, impossible. He went and drew up the words that I gave him, and he came back with this, the entire length of my arm, and said that that's the smallest he could possibly do it. Okay. And I said okay. But ideally I would have had a much smaller... What are you doing? She's inside of my gym bag. Get your butt out of there. Get out of there. Go on. No. Get out of my gym bag. No. You're a stinky girl, aren't you? How are you? Come say hi to the camera. Come say hi to the... Okay, she's gone. Anyways, so that one hurt quite a bit, especially in this area here. Just felt like just digging into my arm. Okay, you have to stop. Get out of that bag. Didn't you, girl? Didn't you? Okay, where were we? Then I like came back to my boyfriend's house and was like, yeah, I just got a tattoo. He's like, what? What? And I was like, yeah, I just like, you know, needed to do something for myself. So, yeah, that's the story behind that feather, which has no, like, feasible symbolic meaning to it at all. What else did we do? I'm pretty sure that I got the, is it garter belt? Jennifer Garner belt? Garter belt? I don't even think that that's what I intended it to be. Once again, MySpace was my inspiration for this. I just like saw some picture of someone with like bows, like 2 bows tattooed on their thighs, like underneath some leggings. Maybe I can insert a picture. And I wanted that because that's the kind of person that I was at 18. I was like, see a picture of a tattoo, change it slightly, and then get it. So once again, I walked into the shop and I was like, hey, this is what I want. Like, let's go. No appointment ever, never. And just pay whatever arbitrary amount they land upon at that time. So let's try to show you this one. Chub alert. So yeah, this is the next one that I got. It's just a bow. You can pretty much see that it is very like blown out, very much has lots of scar tissue in there. Trying to focus. There we go. Lots of scar tissue from where I obviously picked and scratched at it a bunch. And this hurt really bad. People ask me all the time, what tattoo hurt the most? Literally this section of this tattoo hurt more than any other tattoo that I have, I promise you. This is where I almost put my hand up for the, I can't do this anymore. It doesn't go all the way around. It stops there. It's a nonsensical tattoo. I wish I didn't have it. Next. After that, I'm pretty sure I got this one on my arm. Let's get a close-up of her. There we go. This is an original image by an artist named Ricky Watts. This was by no means drawn for me. This was just something that he drew and posted on his blog. He is like a friend or associate, I don't know what you'd call it. Basically, I found him through an artist named Alex Pardee, who was the MySpace Artist of the Century. I can probably insert some Alex Pardee stuff at this point so you can know what I'm talking about. But yeah, basically they were like on tour doing art stuff and he posted a picture of this and I was like, oh, obviously that's sick. I'm going to get that exact thing tattooed. So I did. And you probably can't see, but there is a part where the artist messed up and instead of doing this scale where the tentacle is, they did like a building grid. So that's haunted me forever. And then this looks like a alien from District 9. So that's my thoughts about that. Otherwise, it's not a bad tattoo. It's just not the style that I would get now. So once again, don't get tattooed when you're 18. And the next one that I got, I was like, well, I've got 5 tattoos now, so I think the logical next step would be to get a chest piece. Duh, right? This is when the whole chest piece like word thing was very in, let me tell you. It was very relevant of me to get this piece. 'Tis no longer. But instead of getting a full chest piece, I just got a half one. What better to get tattooed on your chest forever than your favorite song lyrics at the time, right? And my favorite song lyrics at the time were from a band named Copeland. And the song lyrics read, ready? Lose your head just for your heart. Without failure, anytime anyone tries to read this, they think it says, love your head just for your heart. And I told him that I wanted it to be very simplistic. I don't want it to be crazy filigree, just really simple, you know, your standard white basic font, basically. And yeah, that's what I got. And it's pretty old now. And yeah, it's on my body forever. Cool. Okay, so I've gotten 6 tattoos, and so far, I've done a pretty good job of making them all very similar in a way that they're all black. They don't really have shading except for the bow. They're all pretty much just like black line work, which I wish I would have stuck with. Kind of. At least for my arms. I wish I would have made it more consistent, because after that I went a very different direction, very different style. And now, being that I'm 25, is that how old I am? 26, 25. I do like the more all black line work, but we're beyond that. So just make sure you really like the style of your tattoo before you get it. Anyways, so I've gotten 6 tattoos, got a chest piece, I've got tattoos on my shoulder, and you know, the next step is going to be to get a tattoo on my finger. Right? That's what you would do. Huh. Yeah. Me too. So I'm pretty sure I remember getting inspired by this. I worked at Starbucks, and I think somebody came through the drive-thru and they had like a diamond tattooed on their knuckle or something, and they handed me their money, and I'm like, here's your caramel frappuccino, extra caramel. Bye. And for some reason, I was like, I need to get a strawberry tattooed on my ring finger. Now. Pretty sure I'm still really out of focus back there. Whatever. I need to get a strawberry tattooed on my finger ASAP. So, once again, walked back into the tattoo shop and was like, yo, I need a strawberry on my finger right quick. And they were like, okay, yeah, this person can do it. Do you want like a cartoon picture of a strawberry or like a realistic picture? And that really threw me for a loop. I was like, I don't know. I have not considered that. And they're like, well, we could do something like in between the two. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. So that's what I got. I'm gonna try to put a picture of the original, what it looked like originally before years of decaying on my hand. But this is what she looks like now. Let's see if we can make her shine a little bit. Never gonna work, is it? Am I even doing anything? I mean, that like kind of works. I guess we have to be kind of far away. Okay, so there she is, little berry, and instead of being like a nice symmetrical cartoon strawberry, it's just this really weird lopsided thing, and it just looks like a blob, and I don't love it. I know that hand tattoos and like finger tattoos are gonna kind of fade quicker or more quickly over time because, you know, you're always doing stuff with your hands, right? She used to be very dark red and very green and actually had black dots. So I will say that it did look a lot nicer when I got it done. But still, like, a strawberry phoenix? Why? That's all I have to say. Why? Why on earth? But yeah, so that's that one. Person in Starbucks drive-thru inspired me by having a diamond on their knuckle. So after that, I pretty much started getting more larger tattoos. I wanted to start getting sleeves. I wanted to be sleeved up. Am I right? So the next one I got was this anchor. Again, probably something I saw on MySpace. I vaguely remember. Originally, I was gonna get some quotes under here, which I'm really glad that I didn't do. Went through this weird Christian phase. So glad to be out of that, and really glad I didn't get it tattooed on my skin. Holy crap. Thank you, past me, just for doing me that one solid. Just that one. Everything else was pretty messed up, but like, that was a good move. So got this anchor. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's just a really like not impressive traditional style tattoo. I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. Didn't really hurt that much. At this point, I had kind of realized that like, oh, okay, so tattoos don't just like hurt like every single time. It depends on like where you get them and who is doing them. That I learned because this wasn't that bad. I went to a totally different shop for this. And yeah, it didn't really hurt very much. This chair is very squeaky. Next, holy crap. Oh my god. This one. My probably least favorite tattoo. Pretty much all the tattoos that I got as a younger person are here, like in the areas where you see the most of me. All my newer good tattoos are on my legs that you see never. So just really great planning. Anyways, I could not even tell you where I got this idea. I have no freaking clue. I somehow came across a Salvador Dali painting. And I was like, oh, I'll get that tattooed on my entire arm. Yeah. So I found a picture of the Salvador Dali painting. Someone that I knew was like, oh, my friend tattoos here, like, he can do it for you. And in my mind, that meant like it would be really cheap, even though it really wasn't at all. It was like normal price. But yeah, so I just, once again, walked into the shop, had the picture on my phone, and I was like, here is this picture that I want on my arm. This person that I know said that this person works here, and in my mind, that means I get a hookup. I don't know. And then I get this tattoo. Brace yourselves. So here we have, let's try to focus her. So, I think this is called like the ship or the boat or something like that by Salvador Dali. So his arms are there and he's doing like this kind of move. So his head is down, he's got a helmet on. You cannot really see his face. And then he's basically like in the ocean. Like he is the boat and this is the sails and these are shadows. maybe I'll put an image of what the actual painting looks like so you can see kind of what I wanted and what I was going for. The artist decided to take it in their own way because, I mean, that's what they do. They have their own tattooing style, and me being the person that didn't research that, didn't look at photos, didn't look at I don't even think Instagram existed. It must have existed, but anyways, I wasn't using it. I wasn't looking at it. I didn't look up like what their style was at all, so I went in completely blind, so it's obviously 100% my fault. But I just gave them this photo and I was like, this is what I want on my arm. It took about 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours. We watched Hellboy 1 and 2, I remember that. It wasn't bad. The person was like known to have a very light hand, and so it didn't really hurt until I got into like the 3rd hour, and then it started feeling very raw. And just like anytime you're doing it for an extended period of time in the same area, it's just, you're just gonna hit a point where you're like, man, it's like you've gotten a sunburn and then a cat scratch, and then someone's going around with an X-Acto knife exactly where your cat scratch is and just like ripping apart your scabs and your wounds and stuff. That's just kind of what it feels like after like 4 hours of doing the same thing in the same area. But what the artist decided to do was not use any hard lines or any like black lines. So you can see there's no black lines at all. And you can see by my other tattoos, I'm very fond of black lines. Like, I love very thick lined, bold color type of stuff. So this is the only tattoo that I have that's like more realistic, like more realism style. It just doesn't match anything. I had plans to get it covered by someone who, oh my god, does such amazing artwork. And on my drive to the tattoo shop, my car, which was like 4 or 5 hours away, my sister and I were driving there so I could get a tattoo. He had it like all drawn and we had it side by side. Everything was ready, and on my way there, my car literally exploded. I had never like missed an appointment or whatever, and oh man, I was so bummed that even though like obviously my car exploding was a pretty big issue that I had to deal with, and like my boyfriend came and saved the day and picked up me and my sister from like hours away. He didn't live anywhere near. I was really bummed that I had to cancel that appointment because I know that people do that all the time, and that's like really and like calling out on the day of your appointment. Like, I hated being that person, and I knew that it sounded made up, like, oh, I'm having car problems, like can't make it. But I like went very into detail and I was like, hey, I was driving from here to here, like my freaking piece of crap car exploded on the freaking 152, and like I'm stranded, and I had a concert that I was going to that night too, where I was going to see freaking Nicole Dollanganger, Elvis Presley, and Teen Suicide. Like, trust me, I would not miss this if I didn't absolutely have to, but I have to cancel. I'm so bummed. Like, I still want to go back and get it from him. I would today. But it's much farther away now that I don't live in California, so I don't know if that's gonna happen. Anyways, this is like one of the only tattoos that I am 100% gonna get covered, for sure. Just a matter of time and money. Anyways, moving on. I'm pretty sure that the next one I did was this like Day of the Dead style Snow White right here, and I think this was just again a photo that I saw that I liked, that I had kind of recreated. Just went to a shop, showed them the thing that I wanted, and they drew it up for me. Originally it said always wash your fruits, because like Snow White, poison apple, get it? But I didn't want that, so I like looked up the original like Snow White story, like the kind of morbid one, the original one, and I found that like when she went to the Seven Dwarves little cabin guy, they like came in and they were like, what are you doing in our house? Like, get out, we're gonna kill you. And she was like, no, please, like, I'll do anything. I'll do your dishes and all your chores and like cook and clean and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, okay, like, do you really want to do that? Like, is that really your prerogative? And she was like, yes, with all my heart, yes. So I just pulled that out of the story and was like, with all my heart. So, oh my god, I was so freaking cool back in the day, let me tell you. Just so full of great ideas. So that's this one. Again, like, not one that I would get at this time in my life, but whatever. The next one that I got was, those were all new. I'm pretty sure, oh, a hidden one that I forgot about. So I used to have just a plain heart right here, not with this face in it. It was just a heart. And I don't know why I got that. Who knows? I just, like a friend of a friend opened a tattoo shop and was like doing tattoos on my friend. And he was like, oh, you should go to this person. They just opened a shop. It was like right by my house. So I was like, cool, like I'll stop in. He was doing them for like pretty reasonable prices, which is what I was all about. So I was like, could I just get like a heart right here? Because, you know, I just wanted to like take sick MySpace pics. So I got a heart done. It ended up being like very shitty and very blown out and very scar tissue-y, and like I should have gotten it, what is the word? Touched up. But I'll get to that in a second. That's actually an interesting story. So after that, I was like, oh, this dude's, like, it looked good at the time. This dude's cool. Like, I'll keep getting tattoos from him. So I got this one, which I can't, again, probably just something I saw on the internet. Yeah, just a drawing of an octopus, mirrored and colored in blue and red. Now, these used to be like actually shaded, like dark blues to light blue and like black shading and stuff like that, but now it just looks like freaking paint by numbers, red, blue. Everybody always compliments me on this one too, because that's the only one that they can see. They're like, oh, I love your octopus. I'm like, yeah, he's got a buddy. And I think they look not, again, like the style I would get right now. And then funny enough, so as it turns out, our buddy with the tattoo shop wasn't the most reliable and had a little bit of a drug problem and was most likely on said drugs when I got this tattoo. One, because he acted very strangely like a person that does this kind of drug would do. And he messed up also, which luckily I've never had happen to me before. But if you can see, this red part is not supposed to be red. So he colored outside of the line quite a bit right there. So it's supposed to stop right there. Colored outside of the line. Didn't tell me about it until after. He was like, oh, by the way, like, I'm sorry, I totally spaced and like accidentally colored outside the line here. And at the time I was like, oh, like totally cool, whatever. And he's like, I'll totally give you like a free tattoo, or like when you come do your touch-ups, like do something else. I don't know. He basically was like very apologetic and offered free services, and like, oh, he told me he could fix it somehow. I don't remember. I guess the next ones, oh wait, no. Okay, so the next one I got was my first matching tattoo, I'm pretty sure. And that's this little anchor on the side of my hand. And I'm, somebody, like a friend that I worked with when I worked at Apple, we were like, we should get tattoos, or like, let's get tattooed. I think he was like, I want to get tattooed. we should get matching tattoos or we should both get tattooed. I don't remember. And so we looked up like small, like matching tattoos. And this wasn't like a couple thing. We were by no means like a couple, just friends. And so yeah, I guess it's kind of weird that we just decided to get matching tattoos together. But I found a picture of people, like, I think they were, I don't remember how they were, but basically they both had an anchor tattooed like on their hand right here. And I was like, ooh, that would be cool. Like, we should do that. And he was like, yeah, I'm totally down. Let's do it. I think he only had one other tattoo at the time. And we get into the tattoo shop. We find someone to do it for us. They're like, okay, yeah, cool, no problem. And then he decides that he doesn't want his on his hand and he wants it instead down here. Which I understand, like, having a tattoo on your hand is a big commitment. So mine is here and his is down here. And it was like around Christmas time, spur of the moment tattoo. This side didn't hurt at all. This side, oh my God, very painful. I wanted to get my palms at some point, but I know that's just like tip of the iceberg pain of how that's gonna feel, so maybe not. I guess that the next one that I had to get would be my hand tattoos, which I got on my 20th birthday, 21st birthday, 20th birthday, I think. I think I turned 20 and once again, just walked into I think I walked in the shop the day before my birthday, and at this point, like, I had just gotten out of a 5-year relationship. Like, I was just kind of like moving into this crazy stage of my life where I was gonna do a lot of questionable stuff. And I was like, I want to get my freaking hands tattooed, like, you know, that nothing sounded cooler to me than that. And I was like, I'll just get a couple of roses, like, let's do it. So I walked into the shop and I was like, hey, I want to get my hands tattooed. And at first they were like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, that's a big commitment, you know, like a lot of jobs won't accept you if you have like visible tattoos. And I was like, fuck that. Like, first off, I've got 2. Second, I don't want a job if they're not going to accept me for how I look and my beliefs. I'm just so itchy right now. Anyways, so I was like, no, I totally want the tattoo. Like, I'm for sure gonna be fine with it, trust me. And he was like, okay, well, like, what kind of rose do you want? And I was like, what do you mean, what kind of rose? Like, a rose kind of rose. And I was like, I don't know, just like a traditional. It was like the only word that I knew at the time for the style that I wanted was traditional. So I was like, just like a traditional rose. He's like, okay, like really traditional. And I was like, yeah. And he just drew it out and it looked like a rose and it looked like a nice cute outline. And I was like, yeah, cool, sounds good. And he was like, yeah, I also like added some like flames on this one and like some snowflakes on this one. So like if you want to do that, that would be cool. And I was like, tempting, but I'm gonna go with no, hard no on that. And then he was like, okay, what colors do you want them? And I was like, man, I have not thought about this as much as I probably should have. And I was like, I don't know, like, obviously a red one, right? And then I guess maybe like a blue one. So that's what I got. Got a red and a blue rose tattooed on my hands. And originally I wasn't gonna get 2 because I don't have tattoos on this arm really, just on this arm. And I thought that it would, you know, look weird having no tattoos and then a hand tattoo. For your information, it does. But I thought that it would be weirder to just have one hand tattoo, which in hindsight, I don't believe that. I think it would have looked better if I just had one continuous arm of tattoos and then one like blank one, pretty much, you know? But I didn't do that. I had to get 2. And if I had to get them today, I would have done it a lot differently. But this is what I'm working with. Can you see? Can you see them? And funny enough, I got them, and then the next day was my birthday, and they were the size of freaking eggplants. Like, they were so huge. Like, instead of my hand being this height, it literally went from this to up here and down again. It was so huge, and I had to go be at my birthday, and then the next day I had to go to work, and I came to work and I woke up and they were hurting so badly. Like, they were so swollen and they hurt, and I was really worried that like something went wrong with them, like I was getting a staph infection or something terrible. And I went to work, and literally I had to walk around like this with freaking balloon hands, and I couldn't drop my hands like below my heart because then the blood would rush to them, and then they would be the most overwhelming, like tingly, painful, throbbing pain. And so I couldn't drop them below right here all day and for like the next few days, literally to the point where they hurt so bad I had to go to the hospital and, well, like the urgent care, I should say. And I was like, I know this is probably dumb, but is there anything you can do about this? And they were like, well, we can give you like prescription strength ibuprofen and like Vicodin for the pain. And I was like, love it. Hook me up, doc. So I did that, and I took, funny enough, I actually took the Vicodin and threw it up because I can't take Vicodin. So that was useless, but I took the prescription strength ibuprofen, and they eventually went back down to normal size, but when they scabbed over, I picked at them like a person should never do with a tattoo or a scab. And so this one healed pretty okay, and this one healed very bad. Looks terrible. But I never went back. The person that did these was the same person that did this, and they just like dug into my hand and my arm, and oh man, it hurt so bad. So I did not go back for a touch-up, it's safe to say. So that's the story of the hand tattoos. After the hand tattoos, I think I took a break for a bit, didn't get very many tattoos for a while, and then I think that the next one I got after that was a matching tattoo that I got with my boyfriend. He has, and is my current boyfriend, he still has this tattoo. They're not identical, they're pretty close, but they're different colors and a little bit of a different design. The person that actually did this one, we actually like researched and looked up the style and like called and emailed and sent pictures back and forth, and like actually this is kind of when I started doing things the right way as far as tattoos go. So he custom drew these for us, so these were like my first, like, well, I guess these were custom, but like I told him what I wanted and he pieced it together, kind of thing. So yeah, we got those. We went down and got those done. You can find us on BuzzFeed. They posted an article about couples tattoos, and ours is the #1. If you can believe that. But yeah, this is still one of my favorite tattoos. I love this one. It's just a dagger with a rose. Pretty straightforward, but I just like the style of it and the colors of it, and my boyfriend's is really nice too. His is like a darker red with a more olive green and more masculine, and mine's more feminine. And yeah, I just really like that one. And then after that, we moved to Oregon. So I didn't get tattooed for a little bit until I reached out. Ooh, backstretch. I reached out to a friend up here that I like weirdly met at Warped Tour in California. So a friend of mine I ran into at Warped Tour had girlfriend at the time. And so I met her, and then I found out that they lived in Oregon, and I like reached out to her, I guess. And she was like going to tattoo school, and I was like, oh, like I would love to get a tattoo from you. And so we set that up, and I just got one of her drawings that she did when she was in tattoo school. And I'm pretty sure that was the next one that I got. Oh no, there was one before, but we'll get to that after. So the one that I got from her when she was in tattoo school, this was like her like 20th tattoo or something, which is incredible because it looks so good, is this like fox skull with a crystal in it and some leaves and berries and stuff. So that's the fox skull that I got from her. When we first moved to Oregon, I was like following different Oregon tattoo artists. I was following someone who posted something like, and to my knowledge, she was always like very booked. So I thought of her as this like very hard to get an appointment with person who had like a really good style that I really liked. She posted something along the lines of like, I have like a random opening today. Does anybody want to get a design between this time and this time? And it was like before I had started working yet, and I was like, oh shit, like I should jump on that. Like I haven't gotten a tattoo in a bit. And I messaged her and I was like, hey, I would love to get something. She was like, cool. Like you're the first person to have messaged me, so let me know what you want and we can set something up. And I was like, damn, I don't know what I want. So I just like scoured my brain or like looked at kind of inspiration pictures, and I was like, okay, like I should get an umbrella. Like a very traditional umbrella with like rain, and I sent a picture of kind of like what inspired me and what I wanted, and she, responded and was like, cool, yeah, we can do that. Can you be here at this time? Paid $350 for this freaking tattoo. Are you ready? Here it is, right there. Just that one little umbrella with some raindrops in it. Like literally the most simplistic tattoo that I have on my body, aside from like the small stuff. Like as far as like kind of medium-sized tattoos go, black color, there's a little bit of shading here, and I mean like, anywho, let's get back to where we were. All right, so back to the timeline. I got that tattoo in Portland from that shop, and then after that I reached out to the friend that was in tattoo school. I got that fox skull, and then after that I went back to her and got, when she was actually like in a shop and stuff, and got another tattoo, which was again from her like drawings that she had already done. She did cater it a little bit, or change it, I guess you would say, a bit. So it's just a fox with some leaves and some berries, and he's so cute. So I kind of think of it as like, here is the fox and here is his dead self. After that, I was like really liking her work. She really, especially in comparison to my first experience, very fair pricing. After that, I got another tattoo from her, again on my legs. Basically, like, I've dedicated my legs to her work. It's just kind of like a collection. And I got it to kind of mirror this one to look similar. So I got this moth, which she drew. So this is her design. Let's get a zoom in. Yeah, buddy. So she designed that, and I gave her, free reign on color and everything, and I love it. So cute. You kind of have both of these that look kind of similar, so it's interesting. Are we done yet? I have gone too long on telling the story of this. Oh, back crack. Okay. Oh my god, I totally missed a section. This can be quick though. Before I left California, I got a series of tattoos from somebody there. Just someone that I had like seen on Instagram that I liked their work. my god, this tattoo video is all over the place. And so I got this snake with a rose that like wraps around into this other rose and does this kind of swirly stuff. So that kind of wraps around my whole arm, basically filling in the gaps up here and over here. And then I went back to him and got these little filler pieces. I got this straight razor. I had my heart from Stupid Guy filled in with a face. Hi. I got this claw or talon or whatever you want to call it. And then also this flower to bridge. So I was trying to basically fill in the gaps here so that I had consistent stuff, and I was going to go back and get more, but then I ended up moving and now we're caught up. Anywho, so that's the whole arm. That's everything on it. This stuff, this stuff. So everything that I've gotten most recently has been on my legs. So the moth was where we left off, and then after that, right? I think after that I went to California to visit, and one of my friends who was also visiting was getting a tattoo by one of her friends, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna get tattooed, like this person is apprenticing and doing tattoos basically in exchange for paper towels, because that's just kind of what they do when you apprentice. And I was like, that sounds dope, like can I go? And she was like, yeah, like we should get something together. So then led to my third matching tattoo. So first, second, and then third. I think I talked to her like 1 or 2 days before she was going, so I had a couple days to just like think of something, and I just wanted something really basic and simple. I don't think it could have any shading or color. That's like just the stage that she was at in her apprenticeship. So I just thought of something like really simple, and was like looking at designs that I had previously saved and was like liked. And I just saw this gravestone or tombstone or whatever, and I can't remember what it had in it, but I was like, oh, I like the idea of a gravestone. And then one thing that I like have always wanted to get tattooed on me is meat is murder, which one is like a Smith's reference, and 2 is very true, being that, you know, veganism and all that stuff relates to the idea of meat being murder. So I just thought that that would well be represented on like a gravestone, you know, I don't know, basically just a quick idea. And so she got hers a little bit differently than I got mine. Mine's a little bit of a different style. Mine's like bigger and blockier, and hers has like flowers and stuff on it. But yeah, so I just got this, and it says meat is murder. And I love it. I freaking love it. It's so cute. I don't even think I want to get it filled in. I originally did, but I just like it how it is. So I got that. Let's zoom out a little bit, why don't we? And then while we're down here, or up here, when I went back to Oregon, I was like on this tattoo thing, and I was like, let's get another tattoo for my birthday. Talked to my friend that did my leg pieces, and we got this little guy on my birthday as a present from my boyfriend. And this was on my 25th birthday, pretty sure. And a lot of people, there was like a lot of debate about what this tattoo is and means. Like on Instagram, when I posted it, there was like a debate going on about people deciding what it means. To me, it's just a goat. Like, it's obviously like a 3-eyed goat, so it's a little bit satanic. You could say it's inspired by Black Phillip from The Witch, if you wanted, because it's just kind of like a satanic like goat, but it's not, you know, intended to be a Baphomet. It's just a goat. But yeah, let's not worry about it. My tattoos don't really have meaning, if you haven't figured that out by now. They're just very spur of the moment, more design based than anything. And I'm pretty sure that's the second to last one. I think that there's only one more. Yes. Man, we gotta go up again. So the last tattoo that I got was when my grandma and my sister were here. When my grandma and my sister were here visiting me. And once again, I just called my friend or messaged my friend and was like, hey, do you have any spots open? Like, I just thought it would be a fun idea if my Nana and I got like matching tattoos, just something simple and cute. And she was like, yeah, I can set something up for sure. And I like was kind of surprised my Nana. I was like, yeah, let's go thrift shopping, and then like I have a surprise for you. And I had been like messaging my friend before that with like designs and stuff, and I told her that I just wanted like a simple bouquet, like just black line work bouquet of flowers. And I thought, you know, the only way that my grandma is gonna get this tattoo is if there's some significance behind it. So I was like, I'll just put like my birth flower in her tattoo, and then I'll put her birth flower in my tattoo, and then maybe she'll go for it. So and she drew them up and they looked really cute, and I'm pretty sure hers is a larkspur, and mine is lily of the valley. So I just told her that I wanted those as like the centerpiece in them. And that is the only tattoo that I have that has any significance or like symbol or anything behind it. And we showed up to the tattoo shop and I was like, surprise, we're getting tattooed. And she was like, what now? And it took a bit of convincing, and like I didn't want to make her do something that she didn't want to do. She does have other tattoos. She's not like a old like lady grandma. She's just like, you know, cool grandma. And it took a bit of convincing, with again not wanting to pressure, but also like, do this thing with me please. And she eventually did it, and she got hers done, blew through it, and then I got mine, and she hated me for it for a little bit because it hurt, but I think it was worth it. Hers is like kind of on the front of her ankle here. I didn't have any space there, so mine is kind of just filling in this back gap right here. There it is. Okay, so it's just a really simple bouquet, black line work, and her larkspur flowers in the middle of mine. And get back in focus. That is it. That is everything. That is the very long-winded explanation of all of my tattoos. I hope that this is what people wanted by requesting this video, just seeing what I've got and a little story behind everything. Sorry that it's not like the most organized story I've ever told. It's a lot of years of getting tattoos, like almost 10 years basically of getting tattooed. But yeah, so if you liked this video, I don't know, do all of the things. Give me these and bells and subscribes and comments and all that really important stuff that I need to ask for apparently in every video. Okay, it's clear I have back issues, and it's probably really awkward to see, but it just feels so nice. Anyways, I'm going to end this here. What's this? This is new. Thank you guys for watching. If you do like this video, let me know, so I know what to keep posting to this channel, and let me know what you want to see next. Until then, thanks for stopping in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.